huge zombies intel drop, and this is kind of what I've been mainly looking forward to because I plan to do this right off at the launch. Hopefully other guys out there want to do your camos or level. That'll be kind of an easy way to do it without having to worry about SBMM, but that's an aside, right? Round-based zombies overview and recap with the 2 round-based zombies maps at launch and a 3rd map arriving before the end of the year. So that means we'll get one probably like in a month or month and a half, because as if this is dropping October 25th, that means probably December. I don't know. That'll be kind of interesting. So we got Terminus, Liberty Falls. Terminus has been shown off as being the darker, larger map with the boat and all these other things going on, whereas Liberty Falls is kind of like the outdoor, a little bit more sunny, but it will have darker elements once the Easter egg elements are a part of it. Which we didn't get to show off when we went to COD Next. Past blogs have covered many aspects and innovations in zombies. Here's a recap related to all of this. So if you wanted to look at these, I'll go ahead and put a link to this in the description. So if you want to go into each of these, launch update from Liberty Falls. So you can see now they added a little bit of a cover over it. Since the debut early in the gameplay footage of COD Next back in August, the zombies team at Treyarch has continued to iterate on the look, feel, and sound of Liberty Falls to crank up the map's creepiness factor, which obviously was important to zombies players. Heading into launch, players can expect a moodier visual tone to the map, along with gorier set dressing and new environmental audio to more intensely reflect the chaos of the very recent dimensional breach. Cool. Oh, they added like a big old cloud. Additional atmospheric elements related to the map's main quest will also be present throughout Liberty Falls as players begin to solve the mysteries waiting for them in the wake of the undead incursion. And of course, there might be a brand new Easter egg song from Treyarch. So that'll be kind of cool. HUD touch-ups. The UI team has continued to update the game's modular HUD elements, touching up some of the zombie-specific elements that can appear across most HUD presets, options, and adding new settings. These updates include character portrait to the left. That is cool. That's a good add there. General alignment of color adjustment made across the entire HUD. Okay. Perk icons now positioned closer together. All right, all in the middle there. And then zombies specific widget added to certain in-game actions. Okay, I don't know if that shows it or maybe, no, those are all, they don't show it on there. In-game GobbleGum reward animation added. Okay, that'll be cool. And then visibility sliders added to allow players to fine-tune and completely disable additional HUD elements, including score feed, metal and notifications, minimap opacity, weapon and equipment information, and more. Overall, it seems like people should generally be happy about that. It's still going to be Cold War with GobbleGums. I mean, that's kind of what I expected from it. I like Cold War. But yeah, it's still going to have that feel, and at least the salvage will be on here instead of like having to pull up the map like we did in Cold War, right? That was kind of what we had early access to. Terror Island, a tour of Terminus. From the long disused mining tunnels to its use as a World War II supply depot to the structure built as part of a shuttering CIA black site, there's a wealth of discoveries to be made across Terminus Island, given the more recent evidence of heinous biological experimentations led by nefarious Project Janus group. So that's related to MW. Okay. And a newly freed Requiem crew will need to stay on their toes. So I think this is where the character will be more important on the HUD. You get a little bit of visuals there. You can kind of see the machine, the new machine. At the top of the prison sits a series of holding cells where Requiem crew have been biding their time for the last half decade. So that's where they've been the whole time. The paint is peeling, the ducts are rusting, and there's an odd smell coming from one of the air vents adjacent to the guard station where your handlers, Peck and Strauss, have barricaded themselves, as well as a lower interrogation room with the remnants of torture sessions still visible. All right. Security overlook, you can kind of see that. So these are just the visuals, and that gives a little bit of description. A cracked concrete overlook lies below a guard tower, which leads to two-level control center with the monitor banks and well-stocked armory. Further down the embankment the prison is built on, the remains of the Project Janus communication structure seem to have been well maintained until the recent incursion. Living quarters, storage. So we've seen this one in the HUD screenshot. The large storage area leads. This map is way larger than the other one. The large storage area leads down an unloading ramp to the wreck yard, and on either side, an old structure built in 1942 when the U.S. Navy established a resupply base on the island. Nearby is an engineering room stocked with electronics and tables to tinker on. All right, I wonder if they're giving clues of Easter egg stuff in here too, right? Maybe secretly. Explore the dark ether reactor, or they call DAR Sea Tower, a gun emplacement atop an octagonal tower with attached metal ramps and gantries, and an ascender all the way down to the gigantic concrete footing. Again, this map will be large. Gun battery platform. A massive World War II vintage gun emplacement rests atop a thick concrete platform, seemingly modified by Project Janus in recent years as part of an unusual experiment. I think you can use this as a trap. We saw that in the trailer where it goes all purple and kind of does a blast. Sea caves and mining tunnels. Okay, below the outer areas of the island, prisons are a pair of subterranean tunnels, one naturally occurring, the other man-made, dug out toward the end of the 19th century when the island's long mined out coal reserves were being greedily exploited. And we get biolab. Man, this thing is huge. An impressive feat of engineering awaits on the island. A large sea cave has been completely hollowed out, and a large-scale secret research facility has been constructed within the cavern walls. Multi-level gantry walkways and stairs are clamped to the outer walls, and what appears to be an experimentation chamber lies within. Incline lift and maglev elevator. Ooh, so the pack-a-punch is going to be on the elevator going up and down. Though the biolab is set within the huge cavern, it has multiple pathways outdoors thanks to the inclined lift that periodically trundles up to the top level behind the living quarters, so you can't really control it. Further around the biolab gantries in the operational Project Janus constructed maglev elevator. And then we get shipwreck. So you'll have to cross to get to that. Despite the radar buoys in close proximity, the remains of the shipping tanker indicate just how treacherous the water around Terminus Island are, slowly rusting from stern to prow. Isn't it bow? I don't know. The water, the salt waters have eaten away at the hull through the main, though the main deck is still seemingly accessible. The outer islands, holy, this thing is huge. The northwest of Temple Island with its odd pillar-like carvings due east is Castle Rock Island, named after the natural stone edifice jutting from the tidal sands that appears to be an old fortification. The largest of the three outcrops is Crab Island, where Project Janus disposal crews would discard the remains of the science team's unwholesome experiments. So there's probably going to be something there. The seas around Terminus Island are also home to something more foreboding, a terror in the water writhing up from an irradiated cloud and violently attacking those that remain outside the confines of the prison for too long. Liberty Falls Recon. So we're going to get a look at Liberty Falls. So here's this. So you can see it looks a little bit darker. Before it was all blue skies. So they added like a orangish yellow hue. Begin your battles against swarms of rotting townspeople at the gas station Rooftop Vintage. This soon becomes a disadvantage when you realize how nimble zombies are reaching you. If you're a glutton for punishment, switch on to the Rampage Inducer here. Otherwise, descend to the ground and bear witness to the true horrors. And I think them adding the Rampage Inducer right away is pretty cool, especially if people want to be a little bit faster with it. You get the motel, which is just adjacent to that. The ironically named Rest Easy Motor Lodge is one of the first structures you'll investigate after scrambling down to the gas station, partly ablaze with the word help daubed across the roof. I didn't even notice that. Oh yeah, it's right there. This is seemingly an epicenter of zombie activity with shambling horrors crashing out of rooms on the ground and upper floors. Okay, Ollie's Comics, so it's just down the street from it. And then in the southern corner of the town, the local shop run by Ollie. Best not think about what happens to him. The shop caters to a true collector with both the latest and back issues of Charged Up, Heavy Space, and Odd Stories on sale at reasonable prices. I wonder, that's a teaser. But most folks come here for the life-size statue of Ethereala to pose with, star of the comic line of the same name. Fuller's Liberty Lane, so the bowling alley. This one's kind of cool. They showed the screenshot with the mangler just kind of hanging over in the middle. It's kind of dark. An old-fashioned bowling alley comprised of a snack bar, small arcade has been overrun with undead. The lanes themselves seem to be just wide enough to herd zombies without getting trapped and ripped apart. But looks can be deceiving. Savings and loan. Okay, that one's right next side. This is, oh, okay, this is on the other side. I think this one has a zip. Yeah, it has the zip right there. The Bank of Liberty Falls is a grand stone edifice and seems to be well barricaded before the Bane hordes overran the place. That's not to say that it's a safe place to visit, but it's centrally located with a fine marble floors, only somewhat tarnished with the wreckage, strewn debris, and unpleasant fluids. Holy Church. So this is where you're going to be able to do the pack-a-punch. It's just in there. You don't have to open anything specific. The door was already open. Maybe that was different from the thing when we got to play it early. They got the GobbleGum right there. The neo-Gothic house of worship becomes more terrifying the further inside you are investigated. Placed on a plateau at the highest point of the town, a dimensional anomaly seems to have fully enveloped the interior. The Alamo. This is where there were machines. You can see the machine there. And then there was a machine here too, I think. One for like the perks, and then the other one for the other stuff you get to upgrade. Yeah, I think a lot of the stuff is on there. Judging from the sandbags, razor wire, and other defenses, the bank's rooftop is where the last surviving members of the Project Janus response team made their last stand. You'll find everything you need here. Augment Overview. Ooh, this is the juicy stuff. So recap, augments are unlockable gameplay advantages you can apply to every Perk-a-Cola ammo mod field upgrade in the game and provide a rich, innovative customization experience, allowing you to invest into research between matches. And this is very much the system that we had in Cold War, where you were able to just upgrade certain things and it would give you that. But the augments allow you to get a little bit more creative freedom. So instead of just being forced to upgrade through one path, you'll actually have a lot. So Perk-a-Cola, 8, each with 6 augments. That is crazy. Ammo mods, 5, each with 6 augments. So it's a total of 30. And then field upgrades, 5, each with 6 augments. So that's quite a bit. Obviously, you get 8 perks, 6 augments each, and there's going to be 48. So pretty cool to be able to have that many options. Instead of before, it was just like 1, 2, 3, and then that's it. You were locked in. At least this gives you a little bit of freedom of choice. Researching the augments. So it says augment research. The key to unlocking the full potential of your loadout is augment research. This unlocks the player at level 11. So we got to get to level 11 as quick as possible. Once you research and unlock individual augments, they can be chosen before the start of a match at each individual perk, ammo mod, or field upgrade. To start researching the augment, simply select which item you'd like to research in the menu and start earning XP in-game to make progress towards unlocking. So you're just going to have to be on top of this every time in between matches, and it might even get efficient where you know that you got you got enough XP to unlock it. So then you'll exfil so you can go ahead and select something if you're trying to min-max, especially since we don't really know what the camos are. Maybe we'll get explained when we get the camo blog. But as far as now, that could be a strategy. Each item has 2 available augment slots, one of a major and one of a minor. Expect 3 major augments to choose from per item, and a major augment offers a substantial advantage to the behavior item, usually during use. Expect 3 minor to choose from. Per item, a minor augment offers a limited advantage to the item, usually during use. So for example, they have the retaliation. Deal bonus damage while health is low. This is for Juggernog specifically. Then you can do increase maximum health for Juggernog. That's probably going to be a meta. Armor plates have more damage mitigation. That's survivability. So those are both. So one of these is going to be the minor and the other one's the major. When the armor plate breaks, nearby normal enemies are stunned for a short time. Slightly increases armor durability. I think the damage mitigation is probably better because if you could just get plates, I don't know. Armor acts as a shield on your back, completely absorbing attacks on your back. No damage mitigation when hit from the front. Ooh, the turtle shell. So they kind of brought that system back. I think obviously you can craft the shields in other zombies, but in BO4 they had the turtle thing where I don't remember exactly how it worked. The depth of the augment's customization experience become apparent as you learn the different effects, which we just went through, at least for Juggernog, and how they stack and affect other upgrades across the game. There's going to be some broken ones that they didn't intend for. This subsequently allows you to customize your augments for your style of play, whether solo or squad based. If you played a particular role in your squad as a healer, for example, you may have a good idea of which augments you should unlock and employ along with other related power-ups to optimize your team's dynamics and survivability. So those are the perks that we get. If you're after a tasty beverage that has the benefit of granting abilities to you and your teammates' survival chances, then get ready to hunt down your preferred vending machines. As Perk-a-Colas are back and with more of a kick than ever, for Black Ops 6, every Perk-a-Cola comes with up to 6 augments, which we just went through, 3 major, minor, and there it kind of goes through. So at launch, expect to access the following perk machines: Juggernaut, Quick Revive, Speed Cola, Stamina, PhD Flopper, immunity to all self-inflicted damage, and status effects. These ones are pretty important. A Deadshot Daiquiri aims improve the critical location, increase critical damage of enemies. That's always a W. Elemental Pop, every bullet you fire has a chance to apply random ammo. If you're trying to go for the Easter egg, generally I think you want to avoid this one, because if you accidentally turn a zombie into a zombie, like where it's anti-zombie, it can end up killing the last zombie and it'll flip around. Melee Macchiato. This one will be kind of interesting. I don't know how strong that'll be. I'm sure it can be built with some meta melee builds. There's a complete list of augments. Juggernaut. So we get all those. Holy, it actually goes through all of them. So we already went through that one. Stamina up, movement increase. So the major ones are the blue, and then the minor are going to be the yellow. So become immune to fall damage, increase tactical sprint duration, and then walk faster while aiming. That's a good one. Minor augments. I would probably do the faster while aiming, I think. I don't know. Minor augments, it says while tactical sprinting, projectile damage is reduced. Okay, that's pretty good. Use equipment while sprinting. That could be useful depending on, and then gain a boost after your equipment kills an enemy. I'd probably go with the projectile damage reduced while tactical sprinting. So if something gets thrown at you, you have a higher survivability. Speed Cola, reload weapons and replace armor faster. So field upgrade recharges a bit faster. That's good. Reload speed is even faster. That could be good, especially if you're working with a slow gun. That's powerful. Weapon magazines are slowly refilling over time. That's cool if you're using 2 different weapons, right? But if you have a fast reload, then you might as well go with something that could be beneficial. I don't know. Minor augments, the mystery box settles much faster. So that could be a team-based one. Swap weapons faster, deploy equipment faster. So those are kind of basic. Deadshot Daiquiri. Further increased in critical damage. That's cool. Deal double critical damage if an enemy is at full health. Oh man, that could be good, especially for snipers or something. Critical hits have a chance of adding a bullet to your mag. This one's very competitive. Minor augment, increased damage to armor pieces. I guess that's for manglers and other zombies that have armor. Reduce hip fire spread. That could be interesting. And reduce gun movement while performing advanced movement. I'd probably go with the armor one, right? I don't know. Quick Revive. Reviving an ally allows them to keep all of the perks on their bleed out bar. That is elite for your teammates. Killing an enemy while down will revive you and remove Quick Revive. This can be done up to 3 times. That's cool for solo play. On lethal damage, so it's not as punishing. They kind of protect you there. On lethal damage, become immune to all damage for 2 seconds and keep 1 health. Quick Revive is removed on use. That's kind of cool too. These are both kind of pretty good for solo player. Minor augments, swift recovery. Reviving an ally increases both of your movement speeds for a short time. I don't know about that. Reviving an ally heals you to full health. That is good. And increase your time in last stand. I think the karmic one it wins. Major augments for elemental pop. If a weapon has an ammo mod applied, elemental pop will only activate that one. Oh, that's cool. So you can like double up on the proc rate. That kind of counteracts what I was saying before. If you don't want the zombie one, you can make sure you get one of the other ones, and then you would just apply those more frequently. Enemies that hit you have a chance to trigger a random ammo mod. That could be interesting. And reloading creates an electrical damage discharge, and that damages stuns nearby enemies. The emptier the magazine, the stronger the damage. Okay. I've never really found a practical, I don't know, maybe I just haven't used that one enough in older ones. Minor augments, slightly increase enemy elemental weakness damage. That is cool. Equipment can also trigger random auto mod, and then slightly reduce all ammo mod cooldowns. So this would be the proc rate along with this. Could be kind of crazy, but I think the elemental weakness could be very good especially if you know the final boss is weak to lightning or whatever, and then you just use the lightning one, right? PhD Flopper, explosive dive to prone and immunity self-inflicted explosive damage. This is very important if you're going to use like launchers or something like that. Just falling from heights creates explosion. Okay, so you don't have to actually dive. Tactical sprint knocks down and damages base zombies. That's kind of cool. Sliding into enemies triggers explosion. These are all pretty cool. Minor augments. I don't know how effective the height one is unless you're just using a zip, jumping down. But minor augments become immune to environmental damage while sliding. Slightly reduce height and distance requirement for explosions, and then sliding distance and speed are increased. That one's the one I'm going with. Get around faster. Melee macchiato. So we get all melee attacks are slightly faster, which is good. Melee attacks heal a small amount. This is the one that was pretty broken in Cold War. Your punch can hit multiple enemies at once. That is very cool. Stick and move. Backpedal speed is increased after a successful melee attack. That's cool. Your punch can one hit normal enemies for longer. That just buffs it. And then melee kills reload a portion of your held weapon. Okay. And then ammo mods. Nice. So brain rot bullets deal toxic. Okay, we know what those do. Okay, we generally know what those do. Progression ammo mods unlocks. So you get these at level 0, 6, 14, 27, and 44. So you'll start off with dead wire pretty much. Ammo augment. So once you get them unlocked, the major augments you get, charmed enemy has a chance to turn other enemies. That's pretty cool for the brain rot. And then we got the charmed enemy distracts nearby normal and special enemies for a short time. That's cool. Brain rot can charm elite enemies. Ooh, that's pretty good. That's like modern warfare zombies you're able to do. Extension. Brain rot duration is slightly increased. Brain rot cooldown is slightly reduced. Charmed enemies explode at the end of a brain rot's duration during toxic damage. Nice. Cryo freeze. Cryo freeze can slow elite enemies. That's pretty good. Enemies that are killed while frozen may leave a cloud that slows enemies. Enemies are frozen in place. I think I'd go with the big game. I don't know. Those are a couple good ones though. Minor augments. Slightly increase the slow duration. Slightly increase damage to frozen enemies. Slightly increase your chance for cryo freeze to activate. Probably that one along with the elite one. Dead wire. We get this one immediately. A stunned enemy can spread the stun to others. Dead wire can stun elite enemies. Okay, so they're kind of a similar. A bolt of lightning strikes from above, stunning all normal and special enemies in the area. Minor augments. Dead wire deals slightly more damage. Dead wire cooldown is slightly reduced, and the stun and electric field lasts longer. Napalm. Napalm burst can burn elite. Okay. Increase burn duration. Burn explode on death. Exploding fire nearby. Increase the burn duration. Each damage tick has a small chance to spread to nearby enemies. Initial burn effect deals more damage. Nice. All cool. And this is more of the newer one, the Shadow Rift. Shadow Rift can activate on elite enemies. Warp one enemy that deals shadow damage to others. Enemies are dropped from a portal will explode on contact with the ground. Haste. Shadow Rift cooldown is reduced. Dropped enemies will fall on other enemies. The singularity lethal radius is increased and can kill more enemies. Nice. And then we get the upgrades. So energy mine right off the rip. And then our Ether Shroud, which was really good in Cold War. That'll be 47. Ether Shroud. You get nearby players are also cloaked. Oh, that's pretty good. You could probably chain them together if you stack a bunch of them. Warped forward a short distance, killing all the enemies in the past. Swap to your dedicated melee as it's imbued with the dark ether energy. Kill allows you to stay in the ether for longer. That's pretty good too. You can keep chaining it. Instant reload. Activation instant reloads your currently held weapon. Increase max charges by 1. Ether Shroud duration is significantly increased. Nice. Dark Flare. I don't know if I know Dark Flare. I don't remember what this one is. Significantly increases Dark Flare duration. The Dark Beam is replaced with a sphere that damages nearby enemies as it travels. The ball detonates at the end of the Dark Flare's duration. Beam heals and revives other players. Oh, that one's pretty good for the team player. Significantly increases the size of the beam. The beam slows enemies on contact. Increase max charges by 1. This could be elite. You do the extra charge with Dark Pact. You are the team's healer. On top of some of the other stuff you'll be able to do with the other perks or whatever. Frenzied Guard. Okay, teammates can also repair armor from kills while near you. Triggering an explosion on activation. Normal enemies that melee the player are damaged and knocked down, while Frenzied use ammo from stockpile. That one's pretty good, but I think the teammate one could be good, especially if you're close quarters. You pop it, and then everyone's kind of just restocking their ammo from getting kills. Repair more armor per kill, increase Frenzied Guard duration. On activation, repair all nearby teammates' armor to full. That one's pretty good too. Healing Aura. All affected players have their health regeneration delay reduced and their rate of healing increased temporarily. I wonder how long it is. I don't know why they don't just say 4 or 5 seconds. The beams that are healing effects persist for a short time after leaving the affected area. That's cool, so you can kind of just bounce back and forth or run back through it. Revive players keep all perks on their bleed out bar. That's pretty good. You could just pop it and boom. It doesn't say a limited time either. Minor Augment. So that one's super powerful. And this is what we would use a lot of time in Modern Warfare Zombies. Inner Strength. Affected players' damage is slightly increased for a short time. Protection. Healed players have damage slightly mitigated for a short time. On activation, special elite zombies are stunned while normal enemies are knocked back. Energy Mine. This is one you're going to start with. The Energy Mine will split into 3 mines that scatter and detonate 1 each time. Instead of a mine, deploy a turret that shoots the nearest enemy. 3 energy mines will float around you, detonating. So those are some different options. And then increase detonation count and duration of the mine. Increase max charges by 1. That could be cool. Energy Mine now attracts nearby normal enemies for a short time, so they'll just get sucked into it. And then we get the loadout. This is kind of how it'll look. You'll get your GobbleGum packs, your tactical lethal, you'll get the field upgrade, your baseball bat or dedicated melee, and then you get a weapon. You can start off with a pistol if you choose to, or you can create your own loadout with the various different options. We get assault rifles, SMGs, shotguns, basically all the game, weapons, and then dedicated melee. And then the changes to are cosmetic only. So they're not stronger or weaker. You get the field upgrade, tactical, lethal, and GobbleGum packs. So the GobbleGum packs will be kind of interesting. I think that those can be very specific there. And this is where you'll unlock all of those. Available tacticals. Cool. You'll be able to get those, craft those. Monkey Bomb is back. Casimir. All the different various equipment that we've already had a chance to see. Which is pretty good. Self-revive, will that be limited? Let's see. Self-revive, where's that at? Self-revive, available immediately, unlocked in game per match, a maximum of 3 craftable per match. I mean, hopefully you're not dying that many times, but that should be able to help save you a little bit there. GobbleGums launch overview. So availability and launch variety. As discussed in previous blogs, here and here, which are all those 20 blogs that I've mentioned, you'll be able to get all these at various levels. And obviously the best ones, I would imagine, are going to be towards the end. So we got rare GobbleGums. So those, what is the drop rate on those? Doesn't say, but we get those very early on. So Killjoy, last 1 minute ammo is taken from the player stockpile. That could be interesting if you want to just get high DPS out on a gun that reloads slow. Killjoy spawns an insta kill power up. That is super powerful. Anywhere but here, instant be teleported to a random location. A concussion blast knocks away nearby zombies. Cash back. Spawns an ammo power up. That's cool. Temporal gifts. Basically makes your power ups last longer. Okay. Shield up. Armor is twice as strong for 3 minutes. And then for 5 minutes, charge of players field upgrade faster. Again, these could be very specific towards specific scenarios. Nowhere but here. Instantly teleport to a random down player. Instantly revive nearby players. That's cool. Who's keeping score? Spawns a double points power up. Free fire. Firing weapons consumes no ammo, does not work with wonder weapons. Soda fountain activates on perk purchase. The next perk purchase gives an additional random perk. Ooh, that's kind of cool. Profit sharing. A portion of the essence you earn is also received by nearby players and vice versa. Respin cycle. Respin the weapon in the mystery box after it has settled to one of equal or higher rarity. That could be kind of cool if you get a purple. Then you would just upgrade it, and then you get the legendary, which is pretty expensive in this version of the game. Activate exfil, vote immediately. Reduce zombie spawn during exfil. That could be good if you're just farming and you just luck out that way. Idle eyes. All zombies ignore players and stand idle for 30 seconds. That is pretty powerful. Activate all wall buy. The next weapon bought off the wall buy comes Pack-a-Punch. That's cool. It's like a free 5K. Activate on mystery box spin. The next weapon taken from the mystery box comes Pack-a-Punch. Phoenix up. Revive all teammates and they keep their perks. Cool. Spawn a these are really powerful. Spawns a perk power up. Wall clearance. Wall buys cost 10 essence. And I wonder if that means that armor could be bought within that 30, because the wall, like the armor upgrades are wall buys now. So that could be super powerful. Spawns a fire sale power up, and then ultra GobbleGums. These would be incredibly rare. And then you got 2 over here. Gives a player all Perk-a-Colas in the map. Nice. Near death experience lasts 3 minutes. Revive or be revived simply by being near the player revived. Player keeps all their perks. Hidden power upgrade your current. These are super powerful. Current weapon to legendary rarity. Wonder bar. The next weapon mystery box will be a wonder weapon. Raindrop. Spawn all core power-ups at once. That one's super powerful. And then the whimsical ones. Zombies killed fall straight up. Zombies killed experience extreme flatulence. All right, for 3 minutes. Additional operator intel, pregame menu. Be able to have the gunsmith will be matched with that. Along with the loadout, augment, and wonder weapons you have previously unlocked with associated skins and displayed here. The menu simply to choose a skin for your wonder weapon before obtaining it during a match. Oh, okay. So you'll be able to impact cosmetics that way. Here's the operator crew and barracks progression and zombie intel. Ensure that you spend the time between matches the barracks menu, as you'll be able to confirm the following. Progression, your player progress to level 1 through 55, and then you'll be able to prestige. You'll need to be level 11 to access the augment, so that's probably the first thing you want to do, and then just stay on top of it. So you end up unlocking all the various augments for all the perks and all the other things. Probably lean into Jug in the beginning and maybe go from there. Weapon camos, calling cards, and mastery badges all have a substantial number of unlocks to undertake. Learn the technique to unlock weapon camos. Check all of your calling cards, careers, hardened, prestige, dark ops challenges, and track the mastery badges you're unlocking for every weapon, support streak, lethal, whatever. Customize, ensure the player knows exactly where you unlock during your time. Hopefully they upgrade it from 5. Even though they allowed you to equip 10, it wouldn't update when you completed challenges, right? They should just disappear. View the audio logs, documents, all right? Stats, view your combat record. Upcoming, there's going to be more. We already had this other multiplayer blog. We just did this one. And then we got weapons hopefully tomorrow, as well as a few other things coming up in the week. I'm hyped for this game to come out and I'm ready to play. Appreciate all the support. Thank you for watching as always. Have a great day.